Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to today's live. Let me know if you can hear me. This is one of my first times doing a live stream. I think this is like my seventh time going live. So if you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Oh, perfect. 444 says we can hear you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm reading through all your comments now. Wow, I can't believe there's already over 400 of us here from all over the world. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you are new here, then welcome. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. 444 right now in the chat, which is a number that I've been noticing a lot lately in our collective. I am loving seeing all of your different messages in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cindy Jade says, Happy Mother's Day to all our moms. Speak to me, Infinity, open and receptive. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yes, happy Mother's Day to everyone here who is a mother. And for those of you who may not have literal children who are still in some kind of mothering role in your own way, whether you are a teacher or a helper or support to others, thank you so much for everything that you do. I hope that you feel celebrated this weekend. Thank you so much for all of your beautiful comments and messages. I am loving reading through them. Let me know in the chat where you're from. I would love to know where you are tuning in from. Thank you so much. I have, by the way, my green tea here with me during this reading. Hopefully, you have some kind of a warm, comforting beverage or snack to enjoy during this reading. Wow, we have Northwestern Minnesota, Western Australia, Minneapolis, a lot of Minnesota today, Massachusetts, Michigan, Georgia, West Virginia, Central Ohio, the West Coast, the UK, Germany, Brazil, Las Vegas, Illinois, Greece, Texas, New York, Oklahoma, South Dakota, so many people from all over the world. Wow, thank you so much to all of you who are here tuning in. So, in today's reading video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I mean, obviously, going live in itself is already a little bit different. Oh, I'm still loving reading all of the places that so many of you are from. It's so beautiful to me that there are so many of us from all over the world. And I really do believe that we are, in a way, scattered all over the globe for a reason to share our light and energy, different places all over the world. I know that many of you resonate with the idea of being the type of light worker that we refer to as a grid worker, where in your own way, you are literally working with the grid of the earth, meaning that wherever you are in the world, you are both picking up a particular frequency and energy from that area, but you're also transmitting your energy in a really powerful way in that area as well. Noelle says, from the Pacific Northwest in Washington State. Thank you, Noelle, so much for being a member here on the channel. And it's so nice to see you here. Wow. Yeah. So many of you are resonating with the idea of being a light worker or a grid worker. Yeah. Many of us do this unconsciously as well. It's really interesting when I talk about the idea of light working and specifically the form of light work that we call grid working. It's one of those topics where many people don't even really have the words to describe this kind of phenomenon until they hear about it and then it clicks in their brain like, oh, yeah, I've always worked kind of with the energy of wherever I am. If you're someone who gets drawn to particular places in the world, even just locally, it doesn't have to be you traveling a long distance, although, of course, it can be, but this can just be you choosing to go a different route or to go to a different place locally. This can be a form of feeling drawn to those locations because intuitively you can sense that there's some kind of energy to be exchanged there. So essentially, you can sense either you are supposed to be receiving some kind of activation energetically from that place, or, and in most cases, actually, and because it's usually both of these things, but usually you're either sensing you're meant to be receiving an energy there to act, or you're meant to be transmitting some kind of energy there that activates that particular place. And I'm hearing something about going with the flow, being more open and flexible. I feel, and I read through several of your comments. And by the way, thank you to those of you who commented in advance on the post. I announced this live in a post. And let me know if you like to have the lives announced ahead of time, because I really enjoyed doing that. I feel like it was a really helpful way to share with so many of you that we were going live. But when I shared that post, many of you left comments, and some of you shared that you've been going through a really difficult time lately, that things have been really energetically intense for you. And if that is you, then I do want to start this video by saying that you're not alone in what you're feeling, because energetically speaking, things have been very intense. And what you may be noticing is that you are someone who historically tends to very much be in flow. You may be someone who often follows your intuition and feels naturally confident in who you are spiritually and how you show up in the world. But there's something about this energy recently where you may have been struggling with some of that, struggling to feel as confident in yourself or to trust your path as deeply. And so I feel like there's this message coming through right away for someone that is simply, you are on the right path more than yourself credit for. And if you have been second guessing yourself, yeah, Core Care Frequency said, my confidence has dipped a bit lately, second guessing myself a lot more than I had been. My appearance, my art, been in a sort of lower mood recently. Any thoughts? This is completely normal. So, you mentioned your art, being an artist, and I know that many of you are creators, artists, musicians, and doing beautiful creative things in this world. And if you've been feeling like you've been kind of second your art, your creations, or even these other things that you mentioned as well, just second guessing in general, and this is not typical for you, you're not alone in this. This has been happening a lot in the collective. And we talked about this in a recent video, but what I've been picking up is that for many of you, and what I'm sensing for you with your art and with your creations that you're sharing, essentially, you are in a way being brought to more of a mainstream audience from like an energy perspective. So, regardless of how much you are literally sharing your art with the world, regardless of whether or not you have like public platforms where you're sharing that art with the world publicly, in the quantum realm, your energy is being shared with a wider collective. It's being felt and sensed and recognized in a different kind of way. And so, what's happening and how this is causing that self doubt is that you may be noticing that you are doubting yourself at times because subconsciously you're actually picking up on, in a way, projections and reactions and people noticing you in a stronger way. So, this actually can be a sign that you're being broken open to a wider audience, in a sense that you are actually creating in a way on a larger scale, or that your energy is being brought to a larger kind of audience or on a larger scale from a sort of like quantum perspective. So I really wanted to share that just because I felt that many of you kind of alluded to that in comments prior to starting this video. And I just want to say that you can trust yourself and you can trust this path that you're on. And at times, because it can definitely be tempting to go back into control or to act from a state of fear or anxiety. But one of the strongest messages I've been getting recently is to resist the urge to take action from fear and anxiety, and to focus on finding that place of inner peace and stillness within yourself so that you can, in a way, kind of create this space in your life and be inspired from that higher energy. So I wanted to go ahead and start with that. And now I mentioned earlier that this is going to be a bit of a unique live. And oh, yeah, I'm reading some of your comments. 444 says stillness, surrender, and serenity. Cosmic Halo 444 said, "Gosh, I heard the validation I was needing for. I can sleep peacefully now. I'm so happy that you received what you needed. I hope you get a great night of sleep." Nikki says, "Wish I could be part of this. I'm at work. Can't wait to listen when I get off work." I hope that you have an amazing day at work, Nikki. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I would love for you to listen back to the replay later. This will be available on the channel. So don't worry if any of you miss it or you have to leave early. It'll be available for you later. Spiritual DF says, "Doubts, but feeling confirmation now." I'm so happy that you are receiving some confirmation. Okay. So, like I said, this is going to be a bit of a unique live because I'm doing something I've never done before. So, bear with me because it's really new. What I'm doing here is I am going to open things up so that you can ask me a question or share something in a way like specific that you would like me to read into in the live chat. And then I will take um, several of those and put them into basically a poll. And then people can vote on what reading video they want to hear next on the channel. And then I'm going to channel into that in real time here with all of you on the live. So you're going to be here as I'm essentially doing a recording, but it's going to be live. I know it's kind of different. We're going to try this out and see how it works. So I'm going to be recording a video as if I'm recording it just on my own, but I'm going to do it on live based on your recommendation. So, yeah, I'm reading your comments. I'm glad you guys like this idea. Okay. Yeah, it seems like people like this idea. I just feel like this would be a really beautiful place or a way to co-create in a more literal sense. I know we're always talking about how we're co-creating in the sense that you all bring this beautiful energy to these readings and it sets intentions that play out through the readings and through the videos. But I want to take this to a whole new level, or at least do it kind of like an experiment and see how it goes and how all of you like it. So I am going to be reading through. Feel free now in the live chat to let me know a topic, an idea, a question, or a specific situation in your life that you want me to read into. And I am going to essentially be taking these and turning these into a poll. And then all of you can vote. And then we will do a reading or a video on the top voted, whatever comes through. Okay. So I am going to be a little bit quieter because I'm reading through all of your comments and I'm going to go ahead and see how many options I can make. Okay. Okay, great. So let me get my keyboard and I am reading through everything here. Okay, I have to start back a bit, so bear with me. I'll be a little bit quiet, but I am here. I'm just reading through everything, and I'm going to take some that I feel guided to or drawn to. If your question, by the way, doesn't get specifically selected or answered, I will be, hopefully, if this goes over well and you guys enjoy it, I will be doing more of these in the future. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so that you'll know when I go live again, and hopefully, this can just become a regular thing that we do here together on the channel because I feel like this would be a great way to connect and create new content together. Okay, so now I am reading into all of your comments. Okay. So the first one that I'm going to put as an option is someone on a very tumultuous twin flame journey. I can't really write that long of responses for the polls, so I kind of have to shorthand things a bit here. So, of course, when I turn it into a video, the title will be longer, but I kind of have to do a shorthand. But someone is asking if I can do insight on a very tumultuous twin flame journey, lots of doubt, depression, inability to see clearly and know what to do. So, that's going to be one. And then I'm looking for another one. Okay, give me just one moment. I'm still here. I'm just reading through everything. I'm still scrolling through all of the comments. Okay, some of these will be more general than others. So the next one is going to be because I see several for a divine path or a life path update for the collective. So that's going to be option 2. Okay. The third will be twin flame third party updates, so karmic situations. And I may do more than one of these as well. I'm still reading through everything. Okay, I'm going to do one option. Or wait, I'm going to do one more. It looks like I can do 4. So, okay. Okay, so I apparently can only do 4 options at a time for poll. So, what I'm going to do is start with 4 options, and then whichever one is most highly voted, I will do to start this reading. And again, I will do that essentially just like a video. And then we will kind of go from there. So I might do another one of these in this video, or if not in today's live, then for sure, if you guys like this idea, we can do this in the future. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the poll. Again, bear with me. This is my first time doing any of this. So feel free to vote on what reading you would like to hear on the live. I have the poll going. And again, maybe we'll end up doing several of these if there's some interest in doing more than one thing. But I do have the poll going here. Thank you so much, by the way, for tuning in. All of you who are here, I'm sending you so much love. While you guys are voting, I am going to read some of your live chats as well. Katranim says, turning down the noise of the outside world. Trish says, just got here. It's raining. I'm hermiting and cleaning my home. Happy Mother's Day to all. Happy Mother's Day to you too. That sounds like a really lovely day. I know that many of us are in these sort of cycles of going into a kind of hermit mode. Oh, this is interesting. Anna Lebedev, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name, says the energy behind the light in the room update. It's so interesting. Are you talking about the song that I wrote? Because I know I wrote and shared a song called The Light in Your Room. And it's really interesting because that is a specific thread of energy that I picked up in that song. And by the way, my music is on Spotify. It's under my artist name, Songs by Infinity, if you do want to check it out there. But ooh, yeah, I feel like that would be very interesting to read into, that specific thread of energy. Thank you for that idea. I might do that. Someone says I want it all. I know. Yeah, I actually like all of these ideas for videos. I may end up doing all of these, but vote on whichever one you want first. It looks as though just barely Divine Path and Life Path update might be winning, but also the Tumultuous Twin Flame Journey has a lot of votes as well. So I will probably end up doing both of those either in this video or within between today and tomorrow. I'll do both of those. So I'll give you guys another minute to vote. I'll let some more people vote before we go ahead and start the reading, but it does look like Divine Path and Life Path is going to be what we start with, at least for today's reading video. Oh, yeah. People keep saying the light in the room, that they're interested in hearing more on that specific thread of energy. I'm going to take a quick sip of my water here as well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll because, and oh, wow. Ended it right on 333 votes. That is a beautiful synchronicity. Okay. So now we're going to head into the part of this live where I am going to be channeling into that specific thread of energy. Yeah, 333. I know it was amazing that it happened to stop right on 333 votes. That was perfect. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing a reading video specifically for this thread of energy. So, we are going to be talking about your divine path and your life path right now. So, essentially, what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be recording this video within this live. So while I'm doing the channeling session, I won't be responding to the live chat. I'll be focusing on the cards and the messages. But of course, feel free to still send chats and feel free to share any thoughts that come through. And I will be able to look through them later. I just won't be looking at them while I'm actually reading so that I can stay focused on the energy. And I'm basically going to treat it exactly like I'm recording a video for the channel. So you guys are going to be here tuning in, but I'm going to be doing my whole introduction and everything like that so that I can take that and turn it into a video that's then live on the channel that we're kind of all part of here. So that's the idea. We'll see how it goes. This is my first time ever trying to do anything like this. So okay, I am going to have a quick sip of my tea here, and then we are going to get started. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are specifically going to be doing a look into your current life path. So, your divine path right now on the planet. And we are going to be channeling into any messages that you might need to know right now on your path. If you are new here, then welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's so wonderful to have you here. And this video topic actually came from a live stream. So if you would like to participate in the next live stream where you can hang out with us in real time and also give video suggestion ideas that we'll vote on in the live, then be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for this channel so that you get notified when I do go live next. So I'm going to be starting today with the traditional tarot cards. I actually have two brand new decks here as well that I want to let you know about. I'm not sponsored or anything like that by these decks. I just really love them. And so I wanted to share them with you. But the first one is the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot with a guidebook. And the second one I am particularly excited about because it's a deck created by Rebecca Campbell, who I have some of her other decks as well. And the name of the deck is the Inner Temple Oracle Guidebook. So I love this one. And it even comes with a little stand in it as well. Again, I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but I definitely recommend checking it out. So those are two of the new decks we're going to be using, in addition to the Energy Oracle cards and the traditional tarot as well. So we are going to be looking at what is going on right now. And what I'm hearing right away is that for a specific person I'm picking up on here, you are changing roles from being in a hermit phase where you've been in this state of very much yourself, being on your own, learning to cultivate your frequency within yourself. I literally see someone in a cave, and I feel like, metaphorically speaking, you've been in some kind of cave. What I'm getting is that now you're being broken out of the cave. I see this like light at the end of the cave, and it's like you're exiting this cave, you're exiting this hermit mode, and you're moving out into the world in a different kind of way. I feel that I'm speaking to someone who has spent a lot of time in this metaphorical cave where for a while, you've been feeling almost a sense of detachment from the physical world. And I keep getting something about like your senses and experiencing the world in a different kind of way. If this message is for you, you might be noticing that the world quite literally has been looking brighter or more vivid, or that you've been experiencing it in a different kind of way. And what I'm getting is that the reason that your senses have been enhanced right now is because you are now meant to be experiencing life differently. I keep picking up on this sacral chakra energy. And it's interesting because I always have my chakra stones out here. And what I noticed is that two of these stones are in the wrong place. So I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. And I feel the reason that they were like this in the middle of this reading is because there's some kind of message in this. So usually I have my sacral chakra stone and then I have the solar plexus chakra stone beside it because that's the order. But I noticed that I had them reversed. So let me explain kind of the message I'm getting from this. The message I'm getting is that there was something reversed for a while in your energy, but it was actually reversed for a divine reason. So, what I'm getting is that you were really working on building your confidence, building your identity, building your sense of self in the deepest, most spiritual sense. And that is what I would connect with this solar plexus chakra energy. But I'm getting that for a while, that came before the sacral chakra energy. So you were not so much prioritizing letting yourself enjoy pleasure, letting yourself enjoy being loved, or even like creating and just feeling alive in the world. For some reason, I'm getting those words about like feeling alive just coming through so strongly. Like for a while, I feel I'm picking up on a collective that, of course, was here literally on the planet, but that felt so detached from their physical life in a way, almost like you were not feeling connected to the world around you or the people around you. It's almost as though during this period of time, you were walking through life like you were in a haze, as though there was almost this sort of fog around you. And yet it served a divine purpose because during that time, you were really realizing who you are on the deepest, most inner level in a spiritual sense. What I'm getting now is that the tides are changing for you. So you're exiting this cave and you're being brought out into the light, meaning like brought out into the world in a stronger way. And on top of that, you are meant to be experiencing that activated sacral chakra energy, that I'm hearing creative aliveness. You may be someone who is an artist or a creator or something like that, because you might be noticing that your creativity is coming online in a really strong way, that you are being really strongly guided to create in a different kind of way as a result of this energetic shift. But I'm also hearing that you are becoming a teacher as well. Now, whether you are literally teaching people like as a teacher in a traditional sense or not, which I feel for many of you, you may not necessarily be a traditional teacher. But when I say that your energy is a teacher, people are noticing the example of your energy, the example of how you live, how you exist in this world, how you create. And what I'm getting is that people are noticing you differently. So when I say that you're a teacher, I mean, you're entering this phase where your guides are really encouraging you to be more confident in who you've become and to trust in this example that you are setting for others through the way that you live your life, through the way that you exist in this world. And for some reason, the messages keep coming back to that, that there is literally something in the way that you quite simply just exist in the world that so profoundly inspires and awakens others. Your existence itself is so valuable. It's a gift to so many others. I'm getting that so strongly right away in this reading. And so I feel like someone is meant to be noticing that about themselves and embracing that about themselves, that their presence alone is the gift, is the value. I also feel very strongly, and I guess we're kind of touching on some career potentially related messages for someone as well. Even though you might not work in a traditional career, you might be a business owner, you might be a creative type, but I get this very strong sense that you are meant to be experiencing some, I'm hearing like payback or like a value in return just for your existence. So there is this sense of, I know that cliche about like getting paid to exist. I almost feel like that's what you're shifting into in some sense, where you're doing something or you're going to be doing something that feels as effortless to you as existing, that feels as effortless to you as breathing, and you're going to be compensated equally for it in some kind of way. I'm seeing that like 6 of Pentacles energy where you're giving and receiving equally. But I'm also getting this message like someone's spirit guides are coming in with a side message that in order to get you to this place, there has had to be a cutting out of unreciprocated connections in your life. And so, while this might not seem directly related to life purpose messages, it is related. So, what I'm getting is that in order for you to be shifting into this space, this era of your life where you are quote unquote getting paid to exist, or in other words, you're receiving value back for just existing, for just sharing your light and your energy, or doing something that feels as effortless as existing for you. I feel that in order for you to shift into this era, you have had to have connections and dynamics and situations removed from your life that were not reciprocated or balanced. Because what I'm getting, oh, I just got a wave of chills because this is reminding me of an Instagram post I did the other day on someone who was always labeled as the black sheep of a family, but was actually always the strongest one in the room emotionally and energetically and spiritually. So I feel that I'm speaking to someone who was always told or taught to believe that they were somehow weak because they've always been so emotional and intuitively connected, much more so than the people around them. So, what I'm getting is that you've had many of these connections in your life where people would want to have you around or even need to have you around. Like they would cling on to you because you would process things for them unconsciously, energetically, like just through your presence. Your aura would somehow like reach out and sort of start processing unhealed wounds and dynamics within other people. So, in this way, I'm getting that people around you would siphon your energy, but then almost like resent you for it because while they were getting this hit from your energy and they were sort of able to, they were able to get a boost from you energetically. I'm getting that you would always walk away feeling drained or feeling depleted. And so, what I'm getting is that these led to imbalanced dynamics where you were doing all of this unconscious energy processing work for people around you and then not being equally even appreciated or acknowledged for the work that you were doing because on a subconscious level in a way they were actually resenting you for the fact that they needed you to do this processing work for them. So it was kind of like this strange dynamic where things would be unbalanced between you and these people or these groups of people. And yet they clung on to you because they felt that they needed to have you around. And I feel that lately you've been going through this dynamic of many of these types of connections being removed from your life. And I'm hearing in some ways, sometimes when these connections are removed, it feels very sudden or strange or random. Like there's just a sudden communication disconnect with certain people, or it just seems like you're not connecting in the same way. And I'm hearing that the reason this has been happening for you so much recently is because you are meant to be entering this powerful new phase of your life where you are in balanced and reciprocated connections, environments, and dynamics so that you actually have the reserves of energy to put forth towards your own creations, towards the things that you are doing and creating here in this world. I heard mission is activating. So I'm getting this message that your mission here on earth is literally being activated in a different kind of way. Now, the words divine restlessness are coming through here as well. So you may be feeling this restlessness in your spirit, like this fire to create or to put yourself out in the world in some way, but you might not know exactly what that's supposed to look like or how it's going to go. So there can be some doubts that rise to the surface because it's like you have this feeling of, I know I am meant to be doing or creating certain things in this world, but I don't know exactly how all of that is meant to come together. And so, what I'm getting is that you're catching glimpses of this bigger vision. And for a while, this vision was forming so subconsciously and so behind the scenes that it was more like a seed that just existed quietly in the ground, so to speak. You really weren't aware of it hardly at all. Like you may have had some vague sense that there was something you were meant to do, but it wasn't creating that same urgency. I feel that for the person I'm speaking to here, what's been happening recently is that you've actually been feeling a lot of this divine restlessness, like this urge to share or to create in a different kind of way. And that is because your mission is being activated. I'm also hearing that the world is ready for you. And for many of you, for a long time, the world wasn't ready for you. And so you always felt like you were behind, but in actuality, you were early. You always felt like you were behind the curve or that other people were reaching milestones before you when actually you had walked into the room early. You were in the room before anyone else was there. It's kind of like being early to a party. You showed up and part of you thought that the party was over, but it hadn't even started yet. And you were the first one in the room. I'm getting that there are many, many things that you've been ahead of the curve on without even realizing it. But now the world is catching up. That's part of why you're starting to feel this divine restlessness right now, because deep in your soul, you're sensing this like stirring from the collective. You're sensing that the collective is waking up to some of the ideas and the breakthroughs that you've had for such a long time. So you're feeling this push, this divine push, so to speak, into action, into creation, because I just keep getting the words, it's time. It's almost like your spirit guides are literally coming in and saying, it's time. Your purpose is coming online in a bigger way now. And it's time for you to be stepping into it. Now, there is a message coming through about being gentle with yourself through the process. Because while it's normal that you're feeling this restlessness and your spiritual mission is being activated in a stronger way, I'm hearing you mold through the experimentation, through the doing, through trying different things, through allowing yourself to kind of flow forward and act on inspired ideas. And it doesn't happen all at once, but it is happening. It is happening for you gradually and over the course of time. So, the greatest difficulty in this massive shift in your life purpose right now is going to be trusting the timing of things, because you're going to feel in your spirit, and you most likely already are feeling more of a restlessness than you've ever felt in your life. So, it's going to be more important than ever before that you trust the unfolding, that you trust the timing, that you let yourself sort of play in the energy, so to speak. Again, letting yourself come alive. There's that activated sacral chakra energy that is so prevalent through this whole reading. And what I feel that speaks to is you letting yourself experience life to the fullest, live in the moment, stay connected to yourself. And maybe most importantly at this time, letting yourself rest, understanding that what you're doing right now is deeply creative, and deep creativity requires deep rest. So be sure that you are nourishing your physical body, taking care of yourself, resting as deeply as you are creating, even if those periods of rest don't make sense to you. So there may be times where you feel tired out of nowhere. I'm hearing these are ascension symptoms because you quite literally are ascending to a higher level. So your physical body has to process these energetic downloads and shifts that you are experiencing so immensely at this time. And if you would like further energetic support in processing all of these shifts, but also in working with your own subconscious mind to keep yourself aligned with whatever that spiritual mission and purpose is for you, as well as clearing any limiting belief systems that you may have picked up that could be blocking your energy field, I really recommend these subliminals that I create as well. These are audio meditation tools that are designed to work with the deeper layers of your energy and to help you shift any limiting belief systems stored within your subconscious mind that could be preventing you from fully accessing those higher energetic states of being necessary to accomplish whatever it is your purpose is here on this earth. So, I do create subliminals in my app, Sound and Soulful, which on the screen you can see the name of the app if you want to search for it in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, depending on your device type. I will also leave a direct download link to the app in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. And you can use the code LIVE in all capital letters for 10% off in the app. And that code is also on the screen for you as well. But essentially, in this app, I have over 150 subliminals for all areas of life. So, for appearance, mood, mindset, money, business, energy clearing, manifestation, love, relationships, and so many other things as well. When you sign up in the app, you can listen to any subliminal in 10 different background sound options. You can read the affirmations while you're listening. You can create your own custom private playlists. And now there's a brand new feature in the app where you can even input your personal private goals and get back a custom subliminals playlist that is designed specifically for those goals to help you shift the energy in all areas of your life to align with your desires and to manifest whatever you are desiring to create, attract, or manifest in this world. I personally have seen more results using subliminals than any other manifestation tool. So I highly recommend trying them out for yourself. And again, the link to get started in the app is in the pinned comment or description box below. So, I am going to be pulling some cards from the Energy Oracle deck and also my traditional tarot deck to pull more messages directly from your higher self, your spirit guides, whatever divine forces you personally connect with that are specific to your life purpose, your divine path at this time. So, what can I channel for all of the beautiful souls listening? Wow, of course, the first card that we pull here is the Angel of Love. This is my unconditional love card. So, at the core, I'm hearing what you need to understand is your purpose here is to exist in love, and everything else is secondary and flows from that place. You quite literally are this beacon of love in this world. And this is reminding me of a download that came through during my meditation a few days ago. And the download that came through is that you are like this sort of beacon of energy that creates this umbrella kind of around you in the quantum realm. It was coming through like an umbrella, but essentially your energy extends far beyond just you. And when you emanate a particular kind of energy, it extends outward and it's felt by all of the people and the things and the environments that are connected to you. But it's especially felt most strongly by the ones who are most closely connected to you. So these would be the ones that you interact with the most frequently or speak to the most regularly. And so the ones who are closest to you will feel this kind of umbrella effect of energy most strongly. So, what's coming up here for someone is that you've been noticing recently, and maybe you've been like doubting it or second guessing it. So, this could be a sign of confirmation, but you've been noticing the ways in which your energy literally seems to affect the people around you. So, you may notice that you shift your energy into love or into peace. And then you notice that it's almost like you become this sort of good luck charm for people around you just by existing as this beacon of love or this beacon of peace. It seems to naturally boost and uplift the people who are connected to you, especially the ones most closely connected to you in the quantum realm. But what I'm getting is that it's time for you in this phase of your spiritual journey to actually comprehend and understand that sort of umbrella effect that your energy has, that upliftment effect that your energy has on the people and things around you in a more conscious way. So you may start to notice that you see more synchronicities around this, where there are more instances of people telling you, like, the good news, like something happened to them that was really positive, and you'll make a correlation between you being in a good energy state and something positive happening in the lives of the people around you or in environments around you. Because I feel like this is the phase of your life and your spiritual journey where you are going to be realizing just how powerful your own energy really is. And your guides are going to be putting this in your face. Like you are going to find that it is inevitable for you to see how powerful you are and how powerfully your energy impacts others. But I also keep strongly getting the message that you've been this beacon of energy unconsciously for a long time. But as it becomes more conscious, there are going to be avenues and outlets where this solidifies itself into some kind of a path or a purpose, a career, a calling, a business, a creation, something of that nature. So pay attention to where you are inspired to put your energy, because this powerful effect that you've always had on others, I feel like it's going to become something more concrete. That's what I'm getting very strongly, something that's more visible, whether it's like you channeling that into a particular career or an outlet or your own creativity or something of that nature. So let's see what other messages want to come through related to your divine path or purpose at this time. Door to personal healing and happiness in the upright position. So I'm getting a message that ways that you've been emotionally healing yourself personally are beginning to show as a kind of radiance on the surface that others are noticing. But also, I'm hearing that the way you've healed yourself is going to heal others. So there's something about how what you've learned and taught yourself along this journey, the ways that you've unraveled pain or grief or hardship from your past and become the person that you are now. Somehow, it has, I'm hearing already, created a template from which you are going to be guiding or teaching or sharing with others. And for many of you, that may be very literal if you are a therapist or a counselor or a coach or a teacher or even a creative type. I feel like the energy of your own healing journey is going to now be infused into something that you are doing or creating for others in this world. And again, even if it's you taking that transmuted energy and putting it into your art, I feel that others are going to heal or shift through the things that you are doing or creating. I'm hearing creating out of your pain, because I feel that for someone listening here, you have been this master transmuter, this master alchemist in your life where you've been creating out of your own grief or hardship or pain. And in fact, I'm hearing that this is one of the most beautiful gifts that you have. It's the gift of taking pain or hardship and turning it into something beautiful, turning it into art, turning it into something that actually heals and changes and transforms others. And I'm getting so many chills when I'm channeling into this for you. So I really hope this message reaches whoever it needs to reach today. I feel like that is the complete message that wants to come through today. If this did resonate for you, feel free to leave me a comment underneath this video. And if you would like to use these subliminals I've created to assist you on this journey that you're on of transmuting your own energy and turning it into art and creation for others, specifically the subliminal I would most recommend for this reading is Ultimate Alchemist Transformation, because you already are this master alchemist. So this will really further assist you in transmuting that heavier energy into abundance and beauty and creation in your life. And again, this and all of my subliminals come from the Sound and Soulful app. And the link to get the app and get started is in the pinned comment or description box below. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next video. Okay, so I am back after doing our recorded reading. I am checking in now with the live chat. Thank you so much for letting me experiment with this new way of reading. For those of you who may have just jumped on the live, I'm doing a different style of reading here where I actually just, in a way, recorded the next reading for the channel here with all of you in real time on live based on recommendations. So Rose Llewellyn. I'm sorry, I don't think I pronounced your name correctly, but Rose said that was a recording. I just channeled in real time, but it will turn into the next video recording. So I was doing it here in real time with all of you, but then I'm going to take that and turn it into a recording for the next video on the channel. So all of you were here co creating with all of me. And I am now checking in with all of your lovely comments in the live chat. Thank you so much for tuning in here. Aurora said, "That was the message I needed to hear. Thank you." Oh, that makes me smile. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that it resonated with you. 444 said, "I'm so grateful for you. This was perfect. I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. This was really fun." I've really enjoyed recording on live with all of you. Let me know if you enjoyed it as well. I feel like there was kind of a different energy that we were able to bring to the reading. It was so beautiful. Cecilia says, "Have been prepared for the purpose I've evolved into proudly and openly." That's so beautiful. We missed the Lover Oracle deck. For the light in your room, please. It's somewhere on the shelf. Yeah, you're right. I have a lot of Oracle decks that are on the shelf in my closet. I'm pretty sure the Lover Oracle is in there somewhere. I will have to find it. I do want to get that deck out again. I know that many of you really liked that. Amelia said, "Absolutely perfect read on me. Thank you so much, Infinity. I needed to hear that." I am so happy to hear that. Wow. Oh, I'm feeling such a warmth and a happiness just reading all of your comments. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy the reading connected for you. 100 degrees in Vegas today. That is way too hot. That's crazy. I've actually never been to Vegas. Let me know if I should go or where I should travel to if you have any recommendations. I've heard a lot of psychics and energy readers talk about the energy of Vegas. People seem to have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I'm really curious if any of you have been there and picked up on any energy there. Okay. A beautiful community who loves their cave dwellings from Morgan G. I love that. Lydia said I had the tingles all over. I had the same thing. I was getting goosebumps all through that reading. Sober Surfer, I just moved to here from Honolulu. I love Honolulu. I've been there, well, to Waikiki a couple times. Joe Daisy said, "Have been listening to you for a long time. Thank you so much for listening to me so much. That is so sweet of you." Oh, and I also saw, I missed it, but thank you, Music NG6JY, for the stickers. I had missed them because I was on the live. Okay, I'm figuring out how to navigate this. So Rocco said, "Love this. Most definitely can tell it's time to come out of the cave, that we need to recharge and rest. It's nice to bring light out into this world." I feel like that comment just perfectly summed up so much of what I was trying to say. Thank you for sharing that because I really appreciate that comment. I feel the same way. It's as though there's this balance because we're coming out of the cave, but we also have to rest and recharge. It sometimes feels like a stop and go energy. I'm wondering if any of you experience that way, where it's kind of like, I don't know, you start to get this inspiration and this fire and this creativity, and then all of the sudden you just have to stop and recharge. I know I've been feeling this personally a lot this past week. And I'm sure some of you have seen it because if you follow the channel, I've gone through periods of time in the last few months where I've put out a lot of content, more than I have consistently for like years. But then it's interesting because I did all of that. And then also I was sharing some of my original music that I haven't shared on the channel before. And I actually shared my first standalone song, like as a video on the channel. And it was like a raw version of my singing and guitar playing. And it was really nerve wracking sharing it. And that was just this past week. So I felt so inspired to do things like that. But then the same day, I was just laying in bed for like several hours because I felt so tired. And that's really unusual for me. But there's been so much stop and go kind of energy that I've been picking up on collectively. And a lot of us who are more sensitive can pick up on a lot of what the collective is processing as well, because many of us have already gone through our own spiritual awakening. For several of us, we've been through several waves of awakening, but so much of the world is starting to wake up. And so, if you're empathic, you are naturally feeling not only your own ascension symptoms, so to speak, but you're also empathically feeling the fact that so much of the world is awakening as well. And in a way, you are assisting in processing a lot of that through your own being as well. So I'm sure that some of you have been feeling that. Let me know if you've been feeling that. Intuitive Seer says, I'm looking forward to this subliminal ultimate alchemist transformation. Thank you so much. It's one of my favorites. I really hope that you enjoy it and that it helps you in your own spiritual practice. Personally, I find that when I meditate with it, I feel clearer in my energy. I feel more focused towards my creations, and I feel like I'm able to take heavy energy and transmute it into light, into creativity, into abundance. So I really hope that it works for you in that way as well. And if you haven't yet tried out this subliminal, of course, all of my subliminals are in the Sound and Soulful app. And on the screen, there's the name of the app as well as a code that you can use for 10% off if you'd like to when you sign up. Georgie says, I love your music. You are the best, with a lot of blue hearts. Thank you so much. I would love to maybe like premiere a song sometime on live. I've never done anything like that before. So it's kind of nerve wracking, but we're all exiting the cave in our own ways. And I guess that's how I am doing that as well. So if there's interest, I would love to share a new song sometime with all of you over a live stream. Neurodivergent Brilliance, ooh, I love that username, says that message about creativity being sacred work and the need to honor cycles of deep rest and renewal, even when it doesn't make sense. Thank you. Oh, I am so happy that that resonated with you. Thank you for your beautiful comment and for your generous donation. I really appreciate it. 444 says, any tips on how we protect our energy during this? I've been doing breath work and meditation. Actually, have been doing the 68-second one you recommend with that app, LOA. Yeah, I love that app. I didn't create that particular app, the Law of Attraction Toolbox, I think Toolbox or Toolkit app. I have it linked under one of my videos. I mentioned it in a podcast I did earlier. I love that app because it has a lot of different tools that you can use to manifest. I believe they even have a feature where it will like generate affirmations that you can use and things like that. It's a really neat app. Um, I'm glad that you've been enjoying it. But yeah, with the 68-second thing, the idea that it's an Abraham Hicks idea that when you focus on something for 68 seconds, you activate the vibration strongly enough that you begin to set in motion the manifestation. And when it comes to energetic protection, I personally feel that activating that kind of focus is one of the most powerful forms of protection. I mean, not necessarily that it has to be that 68-second thing specifically, but the idea that the more you can focus your energy on your own creations, on the things that you are passionate about or excited about or creating or doing in your own life, the more that natural energetic boundaries get created. Because when you're putting that focus and energy into yourself and into your creations, it naturally sets up boundaries around your time and your space and your energy and all of those things. Specifically, though, what you're going to find, I heard era of radiance. That's how the guides are referring to it. Era of radiance. Like this is your era of radiance. And so what you're going to find is that the reason, because I've gotten a lot of questions recently about energetic protection, and this isn't coincidental. There are a lot of people in our collective wondering about how to protect their energy. And the reason for it is because this is your era of radiance. So, what this means is you are becoming more magnetic for everything, both what we would consider, quote unquote, the positive, but also the negative as well, so to speak. And so what's happening is you're generating this kind of magnetism with your energy right now. And so many people and things around you are responding so strongly to that. And so you're feeling all of those reactions and projections and all of those energies You're also entering this era where you can manifest really powerfully more quickly than ever before, where you're going to notice more synchronicities and opportunities showing up for you, more inspiration. So, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to really, first of all, number one for energetic protection, in the morning, first thing in the day, the best thing you can do for yourself is find some way to tune into yourself before you tune out into the world. This would be my absolute number one piece of advice when it comes to protecting your energy, because so much of how your energy gets like quote unquote infiltrated is just subconsciously, and our subconscious is so open and impressionable during those first parts of the day. I would say especially the first like 30 to 40 minutes of the day seem to be the most impressionable time for your subconscious mind. So in that beginning part of the day, if you can, even if it's only like 5, 10, or 15 minutes, even if you don't have much time, if you can find some way to set your frequency for the day, to set your intention, to do some morning breath work or meditation, to clear some space in your mind and your energy before you start responding to other people. Because increasingly, there's going to be a lot of people and things that want things out of you or want to communicate with you or be around you because you do have this radiance and this magnetism about you. So finding a way to be able to create some space for yourself first thing in the morning is going to be so helpful for you, just as a number one. And the second thing I would say is, if you do have that time in the morning, if you have a little extra time, defining for yourself whatever it is that you are manifesting or creating or doing, locking into some kind of bigger vision for yourself in some way first thing in the morning will be so beneficial, even if it's just a couple minutes of visualization or just sort of reflecting on a bigger vision for yourself or your life. Now, I know that in some cases, this may not be a specific vision, and I never advocate for trying to force that vision into form before it feels ready. Maybe you're more so in those in between phases. But even in those cases, what I would recommend is just letting yourself daydream or visualize in the morning, letting your mind wander to images and ideas and things that feel good for you, that feel aligned for you, to sort of establish that good feeling vision, establish that kind of alignment with your own purpose and your own goals before turning outward. That will work wonders as far as energetic protection. That is really the number one thing that I would recommend. And throughout the day, as you really focus more on yourself, your goals, whatever you are doing for yourself, the more that you can do that, the more that those boundaries will be naturally created. Because when you are determining where you're putting your time and your energy and you're taking care of yourself and not feeling guilty. I mean, guilt is probably one of the greatest kind of, I guess, like points of entry for negative energy when it comes to other people. Because if we let ourselves feel guilty for creating or for doing what's best for us or for taking care of ourselves, then often that point of guilt is where those negative energies will sort of infiltrate. It's like we'll get sort of guilted into over giving or over self sacrificing or giving energy to people or things that are not beneficial for us. So, healing that relationship with guilt, letting yourself really be quote unquote selfish, because until you let yourself be quote unquote selfish, be focused on yourself, be lit up and full of yourself, your beautiful energy, your own energy, until you let yourself do that, then it's possible for other people and things to kind of infiltrate, to kind of hook you in with that feeling of guilt. And I feel that especially for a lot of divine feminines, if you resonate with the divine feminine energy, guilt is one of the greatest wounds that the divine feminine is healing on the planet at this time, because so many divine feminines get guilted into over giving, over self sacrificing, not pouring into themselves, not filling their own cup first. So, I know we kind of got on a little bit of a tangent there, but I really hope that that was helpful for someone. Heal with Freddie said, "Thank you, Infinity. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend." Thank you so much for your donation. That was so kind of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend too. Okay, so I am Ooh, neurodivergent brilliance said moldavite is a major transformative stone. I have heard so many incredible stories about moldavite. I've personally never worked with it. If you've worked with moldavite or you have experiences with it, let me know in the live chat. I'm really interested to hear about that. By the way, someone asked me what I was drinking earlier. I think I mentioned it at the beginning, but I have some hot green tea with me here in this reading. But I also have a bottle of just plain water. So I'm going to take a quick sip of water and then we're going to be doing our next reading. Okay, so I thought initially I was only going to do one of those recorded readings, but I'm really feeling guided to do another one. And so I'm going to be channeling into the second most highly voted for subject in this reading. So, earlier in the reading, if you're just joining in or if you weren't here at the beginning, we did a poll of what you guys wanted to hear as far as the next reading videos on the channel. And so we did the first one, which was on divine path or life path updates. But the second most highly voted for thing was for someone on a very tumultuous twin flame journey, feeling a lot of self doubt or uncertainty, not really feeling clear on how to move forward. So I am going to be reading on that now. And for those of you who are new, what I'm doing in this part of the reading is I am essentially going to be doing a reading here on live with all of you, where it's then going to be cut from the live stream and posted as its own individual video on the channel. So if you tune in to the YouTube channel, then you know that I often do these mini reading videos. Essentially, that's what this is going to be. So during the time when I'm doing this video, you're going to hear me do my whole intro and everything that I would usually do while I'm recording a video, but it's just going to happen here on live. So feel free to keep commenting in the live chat if you'd like to send me energy or say anything, but keep in mind that I won't be able to respond to any of the live chats while I'm in the middle of the reading because I'm going to be focusing on the reading itself and the cards and the messages and everything coming through. So I am going to be getting in the zone and doing the reading video on tumultuous twin flame connections or situations right now on the planet. So I won't be participating with the live chat for a little bit, but feel free to hang out as I'm doing this reading video. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are doing a twin flame reading. So, this is going to be a reading and energy update. And there is a collective of twin flames coming through today's reading video. This is a group of twin flames that have been feeling very confused lately on the journey. So, if you've been on a twin flame path and you have been feeling tumultuous, you've been feeling confused about where your twin flame journey is going or why you are feeling the way that you are feeling right now on the journey, then this reading is for you. And I'm going to be using multiple different decks that I have here for the purposes of this reading. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Energy Oracle Cards deck. So I'm shuffling the deck now. And while I'm shuffling, I want to let you know that this reading was selected through a live stream. So I've been doing live streams recently, and we have been doing polls during the live stream. You can vote on the video topic that you'd like to hear for the next reading. So that is how this topic was selected. And so if you would like to submit a question or an idea for the next reading, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified next time I go live. Okay, so what can I channel for the twin flames right now? So first of all, we have Healer of the Ages. And this is divine masculine energy. What I'm picking up is that for the twin flame connection I'm speaking to here, there is a divine masculine who has been going through a profound healing process. But what's been happening is even if you are in separation from this divine masculine as the divine feminine, even if you have not seen or communicated with this divine masculine for a long time, what's happening is because they have been healing and shifting in a powerful way recently, they are pulling on the string in a way spiritually that connects the two of you. And because of the way that twin flames are connected, you are feeling that shift in their energy. You are feeling the reverberations, so to speak, as they are pulling on that soul tether that eternally exists between the two of you. I'm hearing real changes. This is sitting on the root chakra. So, the divine masculine I'm speaking to here is making very real, tangible changes in life at this time. These are changes that are visceral, that are visible to the people around them. And I feel as though something has lit a fire under this divine masculine, but it's very quiet. So they've been sensing that you, as the divine feminine here, have been stepping into self empowerment. They've been sensing a shift in your energy. You are coming up here as the Empress, as someone who is stepping into this energy of freedom, of alignment with her true self, connection with her purpose. And I'm hearing something about this divine masculine fearing being left behind. And so the divine masculine has been making these real changes in their life that I'm hearing they knew for a while that they needed to make, but it's almost like in the past, they didn't have the strength or the courage to make these changes. But you've lit a fire under them through the changes and the shifts that you've been making recently in your own life. Now, the strange thing is, I'm getting the word detachment. So, for the divine feminine that I'm speaking to here, you may be surprised to hear this part of the message because you've been more so in this state of detachment, focusing on yourself. You've not been making these changes in your own life in order to get some kind of change from your divine masculine. And yet, what is happening here? I'm also getting that with Angel of Love. The reason this is so tumultuous is actually because in harmonious it is energetically. So it feels very tumultuous in the physical world because energetically speaking, there is this harmonious bond of unconditional love that eternally exists between the two of you. And that love is felt so strongly on both sides. So I'm getting that there's a lot of internal chaos for whoever I'm speaking to here. I'm hearing, should I stay or should I go? The energy I'm getting is of someone who has detached to a great extent physically from this twin flame connection or from this journey. So physically, there's a distance, a separation. You may not be in communication with your twin flame. And yet, while there's a detachment physically, there is such a connectedness spiritually and energetically. There's also a fear and a love beneath this as well. That's part of the turmoil, part of the complexity here. There's a fear because it's almost like the fear and the love are actually intertwined. It's like there's a fear because there's such a strong love beneath the surface, spiritually, energetically, emotionally. And yet there's such a disconnect physically. So there's a fear that it's almost like this is never going to go away, that it's always going to be present, but there's also a fear of losing it, which I know sounds really strange, but I feel like if you're on this particular twin flame journey and this message is for you, somehow that might make sense for you. It's like there's a fear and a love here. I'm hearing this is both the best and the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So for whoever I am speaking to here, it's almost like you're on a very complicated twin flame journey because there is so much love and also so much uncertainty. I feel that for someone I'm speaking to here, there is a feeling that this may never be something that you want to materialize into a conventional physical romantic relationship with this person in the 3D. Again, this reading won't be for everyone. This feels like it's for a very specific group of twin flames. But I feel like I'm speaking to a divine feminine here who feels almost as though she doesn't really desire a conventional long term relationship, at least not in the current state of things, at least not with the way the divine masculine is in his current form. And yet there's such a profound unconditional love here that it's extremely complex. I also feel I'm picking up on a divine feminine who is actually opening her heart in certain ways. Now, the guides are saying that this of your heart could apply in different ways for different people. For some of you, this may be opening your heart to a romantic soulmate. So you may be choosing to let a romantic, high level soulmate into your life. And maybe you've been opening your heart in that direction where you're letting yourself be loved or be supported or be cared for in certain ways in the physical world by this high level soulmate that maybe you never thought you would be open to something like that, but it's come so beautifully into your life. For others of you, you may have a sense that that would be something that you could potentially be open to. And that might be a path that you ultimately end up aligning with, or you might be feeling a curiosity about that path because intuitively you could be sensing that you are calling in that kind of soulmate into your life. Now, if it's not applying in that way, because of course I always say to use your intuition and only take what resonates, that won't be for everyone. So if it's not connecting for you in that way, then the way that you're opening your heart may be in terms of self love or just the way you're opening up and being more receptive to love in a general sense. Maybe you are learning to let other people love you or show up for you or support you differently, even within your community or your friend circle or just in life generally. I'm also getting this profoundly deep thread of self love here for the divine feminine, where you are learning to love your own energy profoundly and where you are really allowing yourself to be seen differently in the world because you're loving and embracing yourself on such a deep level. So, if this message is for you, I'm going to be channeling more deeply into this. But first, I want to let you know that if you are on a twin flame journey, I've created a tool for you to help you shift your own energy and align with the highest outcomes on your twin flame journey. And this is my twin flame 7 chakra clearing subliminal meditation. This subliminal is designed to work with each of your 7 chakra centers to help you clear and release any blockages related to unconditional love that you could be storing in the 7 chakra centers. So it's designed to help you align more completely with that super powerful energy and frequency of unconditional love, which is so magnetic, not just when it comes to love and romance, but even when it comes to attracting in abundance or success or support or community in your life. So, this twin flame 7 chakra clearing subliminal is created to assist you on your twin flame path by helping you to embody more of that energy of unconditional love, both for yourself, but also in a way that emanates outwards and out into the world as well. It's also designed to help you attract in the highest form of romantic union and love in your life, whatever that looks like for you personally. Whether for you that is a more conventional 3D relationship with your twin flame, or whether it is a connection with a soulmate or something else entirely. This is meant to help you connect with your highest timeline in love, whatever that is for you. So, this subliminal comes from my app, Sound and Soulful. The name of the app is on the screen, so you can search for it in your phone's app store. And in the app, I have over 150 subliminals for love, relationships. There's a whole category just for twin flames, for energy clearing, manifestation, mood, mindset, appearance, money, business, and so much more. And you can read the affirmations contained within each subliminal while you are listening. You can also create your own playlists, or if you're not sure where to start, there's a brand new feature in the app where you can input your own personal goals and get back a custom subliminals playlist designed just for you. So, again, the subliminal I would most recommend for you at this time is the Twin Flame 7 chakra clearing. And to get started, you can click the link in the pinned comment or description box below. You can also use the code on the screen for 10% off in the app. Okay, so let's dive back into messages for whoever I'm speaking to here. Yeah, we have the walking away card. So I feel that for the person I'm speaking to, the number 27 may be significant to you. This also could be the year 2027, which would be next year. I feel like there could be some kind of like union portal opening for you, either with your twin flame, if that's what you desire, or with a romantic soulmate, which by the way, those desires are sacred. When you desire something from a pure place, meaning like a pure soul aligned place, you desire a conventional kind of connection with your twin flame or something more unconventional, or you desire to connect with a romantic soulmate, whatever those desires are for you. When you have a pure soul desire, it often speaks to something that is contained within your soul's core blueprint. And that goes for other areas of your life as well, things that you may desire when it comes to your career or your life purpose. I'm just getting this message on paying attention to your pure soul desires, the things that you really desire to create or to attract or to manifest either in your twin flame connection or in your life generally. And to be okay with the fact that those desires don't have to look conventional. Because I feel that for someone I'm speaking to here for a while, you may have thought that your twin flame path or union had to look a certain way in the physical world. And the message I'm getting is to really free yourself from those internal limitations and to trust your path more completely. To trust that if you desire something, it is related somehow to a potential timeline that exists for you that you have the ability to align with. But I do feel with walking away that there's been some kind of physical detachment or walking away. And yet there's such a profound heart connectedness here, but I'm hearing it moves in waves. I feel that I'm speaking to someone here who feels almost like an attraction and then a repulsion away from the physical form of their twin flame, this divine masculine. And the reason for that is because you're actually feeling this attraction and repulsion based on whether they are more closed off. So it's almost like in real time, divine masculine's healing journey way that you are feeling within yourself. So there are times where you feel more drawn to maybe connect with them or communicate with them, or you feel more of a pull towards them. There are other times where you feel more drawn away from them. And I'm getting a message about not gaslighting yourself or trying to force yourself to feel either way, but to trust that if you're feeling a draw to them, there's a reason for that. You may be sensing that they are healing or shifting, but that if you're feeling more drawn away from them, that could also be because you are sensing that in that moment, they may be a little bit more closed off. Now, of course, you can apply this to other areas of your life as well. I feel like in general, many divine feminines specifically are being really strongly activated into deeper levels of self trust, trusting that when you feel drawn to something, it's for a reason. When you feel kind of repelled away from it, it's also for a reason. For some reason, I heard something specific about futuristic plans or timelines. This may be a bit of a side message, but I feel like I could be speaking to a divine feminine who makes plans at times and then suddenly gets a weird feeling intuitively about those plans, or suddenly feels a desire to cancel or to change those plans. Trust those feelings within you because you are very intuitive. And I'm hearing it's very important at this time that you don't gaslight yourself out of those intuitive hits that you get, whether it's related to a particular connection or a friendship or an opportunity or some kind of like life path, even some sort of plan that you're making futuristically. Because when you make a plan for something, you kind of pencil in a timeline, so to speak. And then when that plan approaches and you start to feel a negative feeling about it without really knowing where that's coming from, often this is indicating that something about that plan is now a bit out of alignment or not really the most harmonious or connected with your highest path. Now, that doesn't mean it's necessarily super negative. It could mean that there's something off about the energy between you and the person you made the plan with, or there's something about that that just wouldn't be harmonious or in alignment for both of your highest good at this time. But regardless, I'm hearing don't be afraid to be perceived as flaky. Maybe that's a message for someone. Like you feel as though there are people who perceive you as flaky because you'll cancel or change plans, when in actuality, you are just someone who's very intuitively connected. So that's a strong message coming through for someone. Now, with the contract card in the upright position, I see someone's intuition guiding them through what appears to be this kind of like maze. There's this whole maze, and it's almost like you are being intuitively guided through this maze, but you don't even realize it. You think that you're somehow being led like in circles or down all of these dead ends or like you're zigzagging in a way. But I see that if you could see things from a higher perspective, you would see that your intuition is actually guiding you perfectly, that every turn, every dead end, every moment where you felt like you were zigzagging or even moving backwards has actually served a powerful purpose on this path. You're actually so much more intuitively guided here than you may be giving yourself credit for. Yeah, I'm just hearing trust yourself more. Now, I have to say, for the divine feminine, I'm channeling into here as well with man holding a heart. I feel a very open hearted masculine energy that you have been connecting with on a spiritual level, who seems to be coming in physically with the root chakra card here as well. So, this is a connection that is stabilizing or materializing physically in some kind of way. And for some of you, this could be your divine masculine twin flame healing to this point where they are coming into your life in a different form, in a more stabilized way. For others of you, this could be a high level masculine soulmate or something of that nature. This may be someone you've met recently or someone brand new, but I feel very strongly with woman holding a heart reversed. I'm hearing you have my whole heart. I feel someone like saying that to you, like you have my whole heart. And they also feel a very strong spiritual connection to you. I'm hearing something about the astral realm. So you may dream of this person or visit them in the astral realm at night or have like a very strong spiritual connectedness to them somehow. And with adjacent possibilities and the solar plexus chakra, yeah, I'm hearing someone can only connect with you in your state of confidence in yourself. So I feel that for someone listening here, I'm hearing confidence in the unknown to kind of take things full circle. If you're on this twin flame journey I've been describing here, I feel that you are being guided to embrace the unknown, to have confidence in the unknown, to trust that every twist and turn, and even moments where you felt like you were going backwards on this journey, all of those were actually forms of your intuition guiding you through this very complex maze, through something that is extremely spiritually advanced. I'm also hearing that you are on a very advanced twin flame mission that many people don't understand, where I'm hearing the true union state is holding the higher energy with Angel of Love. It feels as though at the core, the mission, so to speak, of your twin flame journey is holding this energy of unconditional love. And the way that that plays out in the physical could look very different depending on the specifics of your connection. And of course, only you can know how that's meant to look for you. But a message I'm getting so strongly is that you're being hard on yourself in some ways because you're telling yourself, what if there's some kind of mission or purpose that I'm supposed to be doing here that I'm not doing? But then the message is coming in, you're already living the mission because you are this living embodiment of unconditional love. And every moment you embrace the unknown and let yourself keep stepping forward with confidence, even as you feel like at times you're free falling or unsure where things are going to go, every time you continue to take a step forward, you are this living embodiment of unconditional love. And that in itself is this mission and purpose and this reason for being, is what I'm getting. So I am just getting this general message on someone allowing themselves to relax more, to surrender more into the unknown, to refuse or to resist the urge to have all of the answers in advance, to trust that things are being unfolded one step at a time. And also, especially if you are the divine feminine here, to release responsibility for the healing process of your divine masculine counterpart, because I feel that that healing and that shifting is happening within them. But in order for you to hold that frequency of unconditional love, it actually seems really essential that you stay connected to self love first and foremost, meaning you no longer betray or abandon yourself for anyone or anything, including the physical person that you consider to be your twin flame, regardless of the spiritual label or the spiritual form of the connection. In order for you to hold this higher energy of unconditional love, it's so important that you do not betray or abandon yourself. And I see that that's exactly what you've been doing. You've been refusing to betray or abandon yourself. You've been, again, like this living embodiment of unconditional love. And I know it's not always been easy and that it's been very complex and confusing. And I'm hearing at times you feel as though no one around you really understands this journey that you're on. But I'm hearing the word teacher. The reason that you look around and feel that so many people don't understand you is because you are meant to be the teacher. You're meant to be the example here on earth. And you are doing that with every breath, with every moment, with every step, even as things feel complex or confusing. I'm getting a very strong message about releasing time pressure or artificial timelines or expectations, especially when it comes to your love life generally or this twin flame path specifically, to trust that everything is unfolding in a divine timing here as you stay connected to yourself. And again, if you would like further energetic support in stepping into that state of deep self trust and confidence and clarity, my twin flame seven chakra subliminal is there to support you in my app, Sound and Soulful. And the link to get started with that is in the pinned comment or description below. Otherwise, I'm sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. I hope you have an amazing remainder of your day. And as always, I will connect with you here again in the next video. Okay, so I am back. Thank you so much for letting me share that channeling transmission in real time with all of you. If you're just tuning in, I just finished doing a reading here on live that will become a video on the channel because I'm trying something new here where I am doing the recording for some of the videos in the middle of the live stream with all of you here on live. So Jam 2045 says your subliminals are great. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you're enjoying them. Lotus says beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Virginia says, I forgot we're live. I know I was kind of getting in the zone in that reading, and I even sort of forgot that we were live. So I did pull the walking away card here again, just as I'm pulling some cards and some messages here. And I feel that someone recently has walked away from something or someone has walked away from you. I'm hearing the word rejection. If any of this resonates, let me know in the live chat and I will channel more into this thread of energy. And I'm going to take a sip of my water in the meantime. So I am shuffling here. Let me know if you've recently walked away from anything or been walked away from. Okay, so I got something about a rejection, and what I'm hearing is someone closed the door with you, but it's almost like I see someone walking out of your life, shutting the door, but then it's like they're waiting on the other side of the door with their ear to the door, like expecting you to open that door again, expecting you to chase them. And I feel like you didn't. I'm hearing self respect. I feel like for whoever I'm speaking to here, you chose to respect and love yourself. And I feel like this is the hardest thing that you've ever had to do. It's almost like this person was sort of like subconsciously testing you in some kind of a way. And I feel like you didn't take the bait. Like you chose yourself. You chose self respect and self love. This could be a friend. This could be a romantic situation. Take it how it resonates. But ironically, I feel like someone walked away when all they really wanted was like with the happy family card, they wanted a union with you or a connection with you. It's really strange. It's like they desperately wanted to be with you in some kind of way or to be in a union with you. I'm getting the number 444, but they're the ones that actually walked away. But again, it's almost like they thought that you would chase after them. And I actually hear that this person got really afraid because of the intensity of their feelings for you. And that's why they sort of tested you in this way. They got really triggered because I'm hearing their ego got triggered because they got afraid that they weren't enough for you or that they couldn't be enough for you. So, yeah, a mama in the chat said self sabotage. Yeah, it's like they sabotage themselves and the connection, but they hoped in the process that you would somehow validate them or chase them to soothe their ego. But I feel that you really took the high priestess route here. I'm hearing you took the high road in some sense. You didn't take the bait, but now this person is in deep regret because they felt all along with envy reverse that you were like everything they've ever wanted and they feel like they've lost you. But again, they were the one that self sabotaged or walked away here. Now I strongly feel as though their two pathways forward are either this disconnection, which isn't what they want, or to take this as a time to heal themselves and to truly go after what they want here, which is you. With the cornucopia card, this is about manifestation. And it's strange because I actually feel like this person right now is actively trying to manifest you back. It's like they are trying to send you energy to manifest you, even though they're the one that walked away or closed the door. And I'm getting that you are very intuitive. So you've been picking up on their energy. You've been feeling them, yeah, with door to spirit, sending you a lot of spiritual energy. I'm hearing unconsciously manifesting you. So this feels like someone who might be more logical or skeptical. So they might not use the term manifestation literally, and yet they are manifesting you in the sense that they're sending you a lot of energy and hoping that you will respond to it, almost like an SOS signal that they're sort of sending out in a way. But I'm getting that they're silent in the physical world. So it's like they're sending you all of this energy, but then they're completely silent in 3D, is what I'm picking up on here. Now, I do really feel though that this person behind the scenes is trying to work on themselves to, like, I'm hearing to fix or to heal themselves in certain ways because they see you leveling up. It's strange because I feel like this person so deeply admires you. They're inspired by you like they've never been inspired by anyone else ever before. And with the sun card, you're headed into your new beginning no matter what. You are headed into the sun, into this beautiful new phase of your life. I'm hearing, are you coming with me? It's almost like that's what your energy is asking this person. Like, are you going to rise with me into this new beginning? I'm hearing catch up. I feel like that's what the guides are saying to this person right now. Like, it's time to catch up. It's time to, yeah, with the third eye chakra, it's time to let go of some of that ego and for them to follow more of their own intuition, which is pushing them towards you. I heard the word forgiveness. So I feel as though this is someone who it's almost like their soul is sending you all of this energy, trying to see if you would forgive them for going so quiet on you or rejecting you or like self sabotaging in the past. But I feel like you've really been guided to hold the silence, to hold that self respect that we referenced earlier, because part of this person's lesson is them leveling up in the sense that they come towards you, that they have the courage to set their ego aside and to come forward towards you. So I'm going to see if any other cards want to come out around this. Yeah, I feel like this is someone who ran away from exactly what they wanted here because they were afraid that they couldn't sustain it or their ego got kind of triggered here. But then they were in deep regret because they realized that they were losing everything they wanted with the world card in the reverse position. And so now it's like they're scrambling to figure out what to do about this. And there is this profound restlessness in their energy with the temperance card in the reverse position here. Yeah, I feel like someone is almost sort of stuck here. Like with the Ace of Swords reversed, it's like they want to make a move, they want to come forward, but they don't really know what to do. And I feel like you, being the intuitive one, are really sensing that limbo energy in such a strong way, especially at night or like in waves of energy. I feel like this kind of hits you in waves, so to speak. So I'm reading through some of your comments. Wow, so on point. Someone says, Natasha says they need to be brave. Yeah, they need to forgive themselves. That's the hard part. Yeah, that's like that setting the ego aside that's been coming through here. 420 Capricorn Love says both my twin flame and my soulmate are in no position in their life to be allowed into mine at this point in time anyway. Yeah, that's actually a dynamic I've been picking up for many in our collective. If you are noticing that you've been on a twin flame journey, but you've also attracted in a romantic soulmate, I've been picking up on this thread of energy for many people. Again, this won't be for everyone, but for many, there is this thread of energy coming through where you may have both a twin flame and a soulmate kind of in your energy, but neither of them really seem to yet be ready. And yet it's almost like they're both sort of scrambling to get ready for connecting with you on your higher timeline or in your new beginning. Caitlin says, why do they shut down around me at times? well, the strongest word that came out when I read your comment is fear, like in all capital letters, specifically fear of the intensity. I'm hearing fear of how much they love you or how much they care, and also a fear of the opening up. There is this sense of being afraid because of the opening up. And so there is this feeling of there being a level of openness with you that they haven't felt with anyone in the past. And so opening up is creating this fear, essentially, is what I'm picking up on here. Anything you're catching from my energy with Simba? Yeah, I'm channeling into your energy now. I felt really drawn to your comment. I feel very strongly that I heard rest and relax. There's something about feeling as though you're running on empty or running on adrenaline, and needing to rest or recharge is something that I'm getting really strongly here. I'm also picking up on a specific person that may have been specifically triggering you or affecting your energy in some kind of way. Yeah, I'm hearing something about not feeling guilty for resting, giving yourself the time and space to rest and to refocus on yourself. I'm hearing something about ups and downs. So you may have been feeling a lot of fluctuations in your energy, but the message coming through most strongly is to let yourself act whenever you're feeling that inspiration or that creativity or excitement, but to also not feel guilty for giving yourself permission to deeply rest when you need to. And you'll notice your energy balancing out more over the course of time. Okay, I'm reading through some of your comments here. Sarah says, I feel empty for sure. Yeah, there's this energy of a lot of people feeling like they're running on empty or running on adrenaline. And that is just a sign to really let yourself reconnect with your own energy. And I'm getting a very strong message about not pushing forward into action when you feel like you're running on empty or when you feel like you're running on adrenaline, so to speak. Would manifest their highest self be the best subliminal for this? Brand Mayor says, let me see if I can see your previous comment. Yes, specifically for this dynamic. Yeah, if you're connecting with someone who feels hot and cold or feels like they're afraid or self-sabotaging, I do have a subliminal that you had mentioned in your comment, the manifest their highest self subliminal from the love and relationships category in the Sound and Soulful app. This probably would be the best subliminal for an instance like this. I've personally noticed powerful results with this one, and I've gotten testimonials from other people as well. Specifically, this is meant to help you align and connect more with the highest aspects of whoever you are connecting with. It can be used romantically or non romantically, but it's meant to help you call others up to their own personal highest timeline. So that would definitely be a good one for that specifically. Soundrock says, I was wondering if you may be picking up any energy around myself and my person. The person I think may be my twin flame. Let me see if I get anything for you. Well, I got the Caring Connections card. So I'm feeling a lot of warmth and a lot of mutual care. There's something about stability and longevity of this care. So I'm getting a message that there's just this like eternal feeling bond of like warmth and care, even if it's beneath the surface. That's something that I'm picking up here very strongly for you. And the victory card. So I feel like there's some kind of breakthrough that's either currently happening or will be happening soon in your connection. And I wanted to say your twin flame connection. So I feel like it's very likely that this is a twin flame connection for you, although, of course, only you can know that for yourself. And right as I said that, I will tell you, I pulled the yin yang card, which is the twin flame card. So I am picking up a lot of twin flame energy around this. I strongly feel this very well could be a twin flame connection for you, like you mentioned, because I did pull the card that I most take to resonate with twin flame connection with strategy reversed. I feel there's a message coming through about releasing the need to have everything pre-planned and pre-figured out in advance in this connection, because I feel like the mind might be trying to get over involved here at times. There's something about letting the communication flow naturally, letting the connection unfold naturally, and not needing to like control it or to pre plan it in advance. That seems to be coming up here. The cosmic poet said, Infinity, if you blow up musically, will you still remain anonymous visually? That's a good question. I don't know for sure. For the time being, I imagine that I will probably stay anonymous visually on the channel. Who knows what the future holds? I just really value my privacy and anonymity visually. And so I feel that I may stay anonymous in that sense for a while. I also feel sometimes the lack of visual distraction helps me to focus more clearly on what I'm trying to share or to channel. But who knows what the future will hold? Lotus says, Infinity, if I can ask, do you see my person or twin flame and I ever getting back together in the 3D? Thank you so much for all that you do. Okay. I got the door to spirit card. So I feel that a lot of your communication with your twin flame right now is happening spiritually. And my guides are saying that door feels wide open right now. So there may be a lot of like dreams or synchronicities or just feeling very spiritually connected. It feels with the envy card reversed that there's this sense of like, I don't know why the word satisfaction is coming up here. It doesn't feel like things are stuck, but it feels like it's almost like you're in this, like, sweet spot right now physically as far as the connection. I'm hearing it's, like, where it needs to be right now, but there's this profound spiritual connectedness here as well, is what I'm picking up on here. And with the sun card, though, I do see some kind of new beginning here. I'm getting a message from your guides to be confident in this new beginning that you are stepping into. And for some reason, they're saying don't look over your shoulder to see if your twin flame is catching up to you. So there's this message about continuing to keep your eyes set ahead on this new beginning unfolding for yourself and trusting that what is meant for you and aligned for you is going to meet you there. And I feel like there is a strong possibility that the person you consider to be your twin flame will catch up to you, but only as you stay focused on where you're going and don't look back over your shoulder to see or to fixate on whether they're catching up to you, if that makes sense. Because I do feel this profound bond of spiritual openness between the two of you that seems to be like mutually felt here. So I hope that that helps. Now, I am going to be closing out the reading here in a moment. I just want to take a minute to say thank you so much for tuning in here. I know that these lives are relatively new. I think this is only like my seventh time going live, but it's been so much fun. I've really enjoyed doing this. I hope all of you have as well. Feel free to let me know in the live stream if you've enjoyed this live. I will probably leave the end screen on here for a couple minutes. You can stay and chat and hang out for a few minutes if you want to before you leave. But again, thank you for being here. If you would like to follow my music on Spotify or my Instagram or my TikTok, all of those are on the screen for you. As well as, of course, if you'd like to use these subliminals I create to help you manifest in different areas of your life, then my subliminals app is Sound and Soulful. And there will be a link to that that I'll leave in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But there's also the name of it on the screen, so you can search for it in app stores. And of course, be sure that you are subscribed with notifications on so that you know next time I go live. If you did enjoy this whole idea of leaving a video recommendation in the middle of the live stream, let me know about that because I would love to do that in future live streams if there's interest in continuing that. So, thank you so much. Oh, someone said a roomie card. Do we want a Rumi card? I have to actually get that deck. I don't have it out, but if you give me a moment, I can get the Rumi deck. Just give me 1 second. Okay, we are back with the Rumi card. Lotus, thank you so much for that generous donation. That was so sweet of you. Okay, yeah, everyone's saying Rumi in the live chat. We like the Rumi deck. Okay, let's get going here. One Rumi card to close the reading. Okay, we have the card Blessing of Al Hakim. So I'm going to read from the guidebook here. And the guidebook says, sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion, bewilderment is vision. The gift of wisdom, the blessing of Al Hakim, gurgles up from your heart. Her blessing is evoked by life, like the laughter of a babe, joyfully responding to the playful tickle of the mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I revere the blessing of Al Hakim, of wisdom, for she is precious. And welcome to me now and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. A blessing of divine wisdom is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Rumi himself. This is soul medicine. It is a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and the capacity to surrender any impatient claim for which you cannot yet have. As you receive this gift, this blessing, which happens at a soul level, your attitude to life becomes more curious, open, still, and receptive. You no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in assurance that your daily application and effort is enough, and so is your surrender. Mental anguish is soothed, and you are able to accept the unfathomable nature of divinity in its expression of itself as life. You become comfortable with the reality that the price of being closer to the divine is the giving up of the need to always understand. I feel like that was a really beautiful message to close this reading on. So, thank you so much. Rosemoon said, thank you for all you do. You touch so many lives and are an inspiration. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. And I love our community here. I know that so many of you are doing and creating so many incredible things in the world. And it sometimes makes me emotional to think about because I'm so inspired every day reading so many of your comments. And I am more grateful for this community than anything else in my life. So thank you for being here. And I am really looking forward to connecting with you on the next live. So, of course, I'm sending you huge love. Have an amazing weekend. Let's do this again soon. I am really excited by the idea of going live again, maybe even more this week, is kind of what I'm hoping. But anyway, thank you again. And I will connect with you here in the next live.